Welcome to This Daring Adventure podcast, where we work on bridging the gap between where we are and where we want to be in order to live a bigger and bolder life. In this podcast, we will provide inspiration, tips, and skills you need to make your life the adventure you want it to be. Here's your host, mindset mentor, and life coach, Trista Gurton.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So I want to report because you need to keep up with the weather here because I can barely keep up with it. It has been snowing and we've had lightning and thunder at the same time, which I've never experienced before. And now it's just cold and raining with a slight dusting of snow on the ground. So there you go. All right. It's okay. I'm getting through it. The worst is over, right? Except for the people up north of Toronto. I'm so sorry. You're still getting it. Okay. So, a couple of announcements before we start. I am doing a momentum masterclass next week, April 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be giving you a framework to decide what you want and how I can help you move forward. It's an hour masterclass. It will give you some great actionable tips to help moving yourself forward. If you especially don't know what it is you want, I will be sharing a framework as to how you can figure that out. Then I am also starting a brand new limited series podcast called Becoming You. And it's going to be a discussion about future you. It's one of my pillars of my work, future you, looking at who you want to become, what you want to create. And so these are really fun conversations. And I'm looking for people to guest on this podcast. We'll do 15, 20-minute sessions, book 30-minute calls to go over. I'll ask you 4 questions, maybe max. And it'll be a lot of fun. I'm doing my first ones this week. I'm hoping to record a number of them before I start to release them. It will be a limited series, so I might just do 30 of these and then end it. But I think they could be really interesting. And I think listening to those will be helpful. Having this discussion, answering these questions, giving it some thought, saying it out loud is really powerful work. So if you're interested, there will be a link in the show notes. Please consider signing up. It's helpful for me. It's helpful for you. It's helpful for listeners. And it'll be a lot of fun. And I would really appreciate your help. So keep that in mind. Think about it. All right. Now, today I wanted to talk about constraint. And this is constraint around setting goals. And it's one of the most underrated and completely life-changing concepts that I teach my clients. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, scattered, or like you're spinning your wheels but not getting the results that you want, then this is the episode for you because it will change everything. I want to break down why having one big goal is really the key to success and why constraint is essential to making it happen and why having a compelling reason behind that goal is what will keep you moving forward when things get hard. And you know they will get hard. So get ready. Let's dive in. Let's start with the purpose of a big goal. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is trying to do too many things at once. They have all these dreams, lots of ideas, and they spread themselves so thin that they don't make real progress on any of them. Now, is this sounding familiar? Because here's what I tell my clients. You need one big goal. Not 10, not 5, just one. I have one big goal. My clients all have one big goal. Now, why is this important? Because when you choose one goal, you create clarity. And clarity is one of the key results we work on achieving in my coaching. You want to eliminate confusion. You want to eliminate scattering your attention around, not being focused. You want to know exactly where to focus your energy, and that focus is what creates momentum. It's really important that a big goal should challenge you. It should require you to become a different version of yourself. It should be something that if you achieve it, you'll look back and think, wow, I can't believe I did that. And that's the power of a big goal. It forces growth. And that's what we want. It demands transformation. And if you don't pick one, you miss out on that level of personal evolution. This is the whole point of setting a goal, is the growth that comes with it in going after it. Now, I know you might be thinking, but I have three big goals, and how do I choose? But it doesn't matter really which one you start with. Let's just assume you're going to go after all three of them at some point. But if you have multiple goals, just pick one and commit to it. The other goals will still be there and you can tackle them later. There's no right answer here. Just pick one and let's go with it. But by choosing one now, you give yourself the best chance at success instead of spreading yourself too thin or making slow or no progress on all of them. So there is no right answer. Just decide and go. Now, I wanted to talk about constraint because constraint is going to be your superpower. Constraint means making a decision and sticking to it. It means saying no to distractions, to other projects, to shiny new ideas. It means committing to your big goal with total discipline and focus. And I have to say, this is really what I've done for myself in going after my business goal. I have been almost wholly focused on this business goal for this year. It's not ideal sometimes, but I have said no to a lot of things. On my evenings and my weekends in particular, I am working on my goal instead, or doing things that help me take care of myself, getting rest, making sure that I am able to continue to go after my goal and that I'm not draining my energy. And most people don't like constraint. It feels limiting and it might feel like you're missing out. But let me tell you that constraint is the path to freedom. And when you practice constraint, you eliminate decision fatigue. You don't waste energy wondering what to focus on or if you should be doing something else. You just do the thing. And that's what creates massive results for yourself. In my private coaching, I do tell my students to pick one thing to blow their minds or to pick something that is an impossible goal for them, something really big, one thing. And that's hard because their brains want to chase after multiple things at once. We do this, but the ones who really embrace constraint are the ones who make the biggest breakthroughs. So think about your one thing. What's the thing you're going to commit to fully, no matter what? Now, this next part is really critical because once you pick your big goal and commit to constraint, your brain is going to freak out. It's going to tell you it's too hard, that you should quit, that you should pick something easier, that you don't have what it takes. It will come up with a dozen more excuses. And this is why you need a compelling reason. A compelling reason is the fuel behind your goal. It will be the thing that will keep you going when you don't feel like showing up. It's the reason you're willing to do all the hard things. And your compelling reason has to be stronger than your excuses. Let's say your goal is to lose 50 pounds. If your reason is, I want to look good in a dress, that's nice, but it's not really strong enough. Because the moment you're tired and the moment you don't feel like working out, that reason's not going to hold up. But if your reason is, I want to be healthy to be around my grandkids, I want to break generational health patterns, I want to live a long and healthy life, I want to show myself that I'm capable of transformation, then we're talking. That reason will pull you forward when things get tough. And your job is to find that compelling reason. Really spend some time thinking about it. Make it deep, make it emotional, make it something that truly matters to you, and then write it down. Write it down every day or somewhere that you will see it every day. Remind yourself of it constantly. Put it on a sticky note, write it on the front page of your journal, put it on your phone. Don't lose sight of this. Remind yourself constantly. Now, let's talk about the urge to quit because this will come up. And I want you to know that quitting slows you down more than failure ever will. Because when you quit, you're not just stopping progress on your goal, you're also training your brain that quitting is an option. And when quitting is an option, your brain will default to it anytime things get tough. It gets into this pattern, it gets into this habit. Quitting means you have to start over. It means you have to waste all the effort that you've already put in, and it will rob yourself of the chance to figure out how to succeed. Failure, on the other hand, is just feedback. It just means things didn't go as you thought they would. It's information, it's data. It teaches you what doesn't work so you can adjust and keep going. So when you feel like quitting, here's what you do. Remember your compelling reason. Bring it back to the front of your mind. Keep it front and center. Why did you choose this goal in the first place? Why is it important to you? Why does it matter? Second, normalize discomfort. Comfort's always going to be there. And your brain will try and convince you that something has gone wrong, but I promise you it hasn't. Discomfort is a part of the process. Expect it, allow it to be there, and keep going. And then third, you want to commit ahead of time. Decide right now that quitting is not an option. No matter how hard it gets, promise yourself you're going to keep going. When you commit to constraint and refuse to quit, you will create the most amazing results, period. You will blow your own mind. So let's recap. First, you want to pick one big goal. Make it something that will stretch you, push you. Think of it as an impossible goal that it's really going to challenge you and make you grow. And if you have more than one, just pick one to start with. It doesn't matter which one it is, just decide and then move forward. Second, commit to constraint. Say no to the distractions. Focus all of your energy on this one thing. Constraint is what will create success for you. Third, find your compelling reason. Make it powerful, powerful enough that it keeps you in the game no matter how hard things feel. Fourth, refuse to quit. Quitting slows you down way more than failure will. Instead of quitting, use failure as feedback and keep moving forward. Failure just means that things didn't go as you had hoped or planned. That's it. And this is how you create massive results. This is how you change your life. This is how you blow your own mind. So here's your challenge. Pick your one thing. Decide what you're committing to and then go all in. Constraint is going to feel uncomfortable at first, but I promise you, it will change your life. If you want support with this, if you want to learn how to apply these principles in your own life, then come work with me. I'll help you take this concept and turn it into real, tangible results. You can sign up for a discovery call in the show notes. Let's talk. Let's set that big, impossible goal for yourself. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. Remember the Momentum Masterclass next week on the 9th. If you want to join me on my new podcast series, please sign up. It's quick, it's fun, it will be powerful. And yeah, I've got some exciting news about programs that I'm creating. So that will be coming up in the next few days. So keep your eyes and ears open. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to This Daring Adventure podcast with your host, Trista Gurton. We hope you enjoyed the tips and conversations on how to get excited about life again. As always, you can head to tristagurton.com for additional resources and to book a one-on-one coaching session. You can also follow Trista on Instagram at Trista V. Gurton. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.